So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. Past the 20. Caught on the right side by Jones. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. And even 40 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll run here with Freeman. Stays on his feet. A second, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Against the Falcons, by the way, Jay Ajayi, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns in that opening night win.
Well, that's why they went out and acquired him from Miami last year about mid-season. He gives them a heck of a burst, can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he will be their full-time lead back in Philly. They'll use 3. But when they want the big yards, the crucial yards, Jay Ajayi will be touching the football.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They run with Ajayi. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want there.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The defending champion Eagles coming back out here on offense. Well, what was your takeaway from them on opening night? They got the 18-12 win. What do you see as you look at their schedule these next few weeks?
Yeah, my first takeaway was that they found a way to win ugly on a night filled with emotion, right, where you unveil the Super Bowl banner and you know everyone's going to come at you with full emotion themselves. They weathered the storm and got a win. But with the schedule coming up, I see games that they should win. Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. And that sets up a big home date with the Minnesota Vikings, a repeat of the NFC title game.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He's going to look deep down. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into Atlanta territory. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Shorty.
Now Wentz. Buying time to his left. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey from 8 yards out. And the Eagles are back within a score. And it's up and good. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get it. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
82.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Great 15.
Now Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, 28 yards. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Elliott good on the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Ryan hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Hey, South!
To throw is Ryan. It's caught. Jones. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 71 yards. And the Falcons have broken our tie. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll begin the drive with a jive. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. This is a jive. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now it's a giant. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Here's a giant. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. Wentz now to throw. They find some open field here. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Brandon Graham in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And he coughed it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Great. Black, come on.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, CD, looking back to last week, one interesting thing certainly was that tie between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. You know, that was the first Week 1 tie since 1971.
Yeah, I think our research told us that the Broncos and Dolphins tied 10-10. And remember, overtime was instituted by the NFL starting with the 1974 season. So this is unbelievable, those two teams tied. Cleveland was +5 in turnover margin, had their chances, and got a field goal block down the stretch that would have won the game.
Yeah, Pittsburgh had a field goal late in OT too, and they missed it wide left. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Jeffrey with a catch left side. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Justin Hardy deep for Atlanta. This is taken around the 12. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
Great. Hey,
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. 25. 20. 21. Wait.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Got.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan going for the deep ball. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, that'll be taken in the end zone. And And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Wentz to throw on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They do go for it. It's Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their own.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. That's caught at the 25. A big play there for the Eagles on third down. And even 40 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by DeMonte Kazin. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Fletcher Cox there for the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Hey, let's go.
From the gun on third down, Ryan. Hard throw, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Sproles, the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They go back to the air here after the IMT on the last drive. Flush to his right. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
82, 82, 82, 82.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Wentz will try again on second down. Being chased out left. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Run. Please.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And down inside the 15 he goes. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Run.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, as the play call comes in on third down, you have to think about four-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
They run again with a jive. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in four-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line. And after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Now Ryan back into his end zone. Steps away to his left. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Ryan wants to throw it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Here's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... He's got a man, complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he...
Pulling up in that new toy, the wrist on that boy, rock star like Pink Floyd.